I want to talk about, one of the things I find very helpful is just comparing and contrasting. And, we're going to go into later in this interview aspects of your model that I think are really interesting, that are effectively allowing you to take this MRI technology, make it available in a way that it's never been available, make it affordable in a way that it's never been affordable. And so I think it'd be helpful to just start with a comparison. And so obviously you talked about that today, cancer screening is, it almost sounds reactive. It's something that you don't do proactively. And so you're feeling ill, or you're, maybe just randomly for something else, they're doing an MRI and they end up finding cancer. Talk about, I guess, or paint a picture of today, how it would work to try to screen for cancer if someone's not using Ezra, or what that process usually looks like.
Yeah, so every year, about 20 million people will be diagnosed with cancer globally. Half of these individuals will be diagnosed late. This means that they had a symptom, they went to the doctor said, oh, let's do a scan, and they would do the scan, and they had metastatic colon cancer with expansion to the liver. And that's 10 million people every year. Now, the reason this happens is because about 50% of cancers don't have any screening guidelines. If you're fortunate enough to get, and I say fortunate, quote unquote, but if you're fortunate enough to have breast cancer, you will likely be able to find it early because you can get a mammogram every year if you're a woman, which is very good for finding breast cancer early. But if you're unlucky enough to get pancreatic cancer, you're not going to know until you're symptomatic, and you will only be symptomatic most of the time when it's expanded beyond the pancreas. And that means that your 5-year survival rate will be in the single-digit percentages. Now, what we're saying at Ezra is actually there are ways to find these cancers early. And actually, if you pool together the prevalence for all of the cancers we screen for at Ezra, we have similar prevalence for people over 40 as breast cancer or lung cancer. Like, breast cancer is I want to say 20% prevalence in women over 40. If you pull together the 13 organs we screen for at Ezra, we have a 20% or so prevalence. And so what we're trying to do is to find cancer early, because 5-year survival rate for early stage cancer is about 80% compared to only 20% for late stage cancer.